John Lawrence is here?
Even better, the King of TNA is here.
California, weighing in at 220 pounds, he is the King of TNA, Frankie Kazarian.
Interesting story about Frankie Kazarian told by Mike Tenay. 1998 in San Diego, California, Tenay was getting heckled by a fan. That fan was saying, "One day, you will call my matches." That fan was Frankie Kazarian.
And that year says it all. A competitor who is aged like wine, putting on some of the best work of his career. And I couldn't think of somebody better to welcome the Navajo Warrior to his last mile.
I tell you what, this may be the last mile, but this may be Navajo Warrior's last match against Kazarian. He may end it tonight.
Now I know you're all cheering me, and rightfully so. I see your fat little hands in the air. But for the next few minutes, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you can listen twice as much as you talk. So please keep your filthy mouths shut.
Yeah, Evan. Ethan, whatever. I've been telling at these fans for all this time, and finally got Kazarian backing me up.
This is the Navajo Warrior Last Mile Tour. But what you need to understand is that I am not in the business of nostalgia. I am not in the business of people having fairy tale endings, and if I'm being honest, nobody came here tonight to see the Navajo Warrior. In fact, every one of you simple marks came to see the only bona fide superstar on this show.
Speak the truth, sir.
You all came to see the King of TNA, Frankie Kazarian. And it does not matter how long I have known the Navajo Warrior. It does not matter how much respect I have for the Navajo Warrior. Tonight, I'm going to do the humane thing and put the Navajo Warrior out to pasture and end this last mile tour before it begins.
I mean, if we're talking on a worldwide scale, Kazarian has a point. He is a superstar. But in the state of Arizona,
No opponent.
there are none more respected than this man.
I don't think respect's got anything to do with it.
Hailing from the Navajo Nation, weighing in at 279 pounds, the Navajo Warrior.
Grateful. The first word Navajo Warrior has used to describe his career, and most of all, the response he has received from those in the back and those in the crowd. The last mile is upon us.
But could this be his last match? Because Kazarian has definitely called him out. And let's not forget, Nav is coming back from Japan. We're competing in a strongman competition, so it wonders how much that took on his body and if he has what it takes to take down Frankie Kazarian here tonight. I'll tell you what, man, I'm nowhere near the Navajo Warrior's age, but if I ever get to be half of the man that he is at his age, I'll be a lucky man.
The Navajo Warrior said it himself. He chose Frankie Kazarian because of their time spent on the road together. Kaz has known Nav almost as long as he's been wrestling. One of the few people that Kazarian trusts in the wrestling business.
And he's got that daggone Yapapai strap. He better not use this in this match. Scott Johnson better do what's supposed to be done, and he'll pull the rules as they see fit. By the way, Ethan, you mentioned that Nav is well respected here in the state of Arizona. He's pretty well respected in Utah as well.
Respected all across the Southwest over the course of a near 40-year career.
Scott Johnson, a referee for this one. Here we go.
Over 50 years of wrestling experience about to go down right now.
Navajo and Kazarian is taking their time, trying to size each other up.
And Frankie is certainly sized up since Navajo last was in the ring with him. In the best shape of his career, far from his days in the X Division.
Whoa!
Kazarian comes off the ropes, but he has not lost that speed, that X Division speed, putting those fists to the jaw of Navajo Warrior.
Frankie taking Nav down to a knee. But Nav right there! The huge clothesline!
Who needs the strap when you got chops like that? And a back elbow to boot.
Again, for you watching this, we're going to put a pool together. If you want to see Ethan take a chop by Navajo Warrior, go ahead and go to the Patreon and donate $20.
Start a GoFundMe, let's do it. Go to my medical bills afterward.
You know, you talked about Nav, or this is his last mile. Well, I tell you what, man, when you run a marathon, when you run those 26.2 miles, that last mile is just a breeze, baby, and that's what we're going to see from Nav right now.
Kazarian sent to the corner. Navajo charging in, but gets that back elbow to the jaw. And the sound that made says it all.
Kazarian definitely has the speed out of these two.
Kazarian back in the ring, sizing up. The Navajo Warrior drops him with a clothesline.
So far been in complete control of this match.
And again, it speaks to the schedule as well. Kazarian is touring nationwide with TNA, getting as much experience as he can, even for his age. Navajo's starting to wind down. You think that'll play a factor in this match, Josh?
Oh, I mean, it absolutely has to when it comes down to it. I think that anybody, it doesn't matter if you're a professional wrestler, a professional football player, or a professional businessman, that combination of all that travel, the changing of time zones, the eating at McDonald's and Waffle House and In-N-Out all the time, like, it's eventually going to wear down on your body, but it's clearly been a miracle worker for Frankie Kazarian. Look at him, 25 years of professional wrestling experience. He hasn't looked better.
But the biggest difference between these two is Navajo's experience as a bodybuilder, as a power lifter. Sean, you can speak to it better than I can. What advantage does that give the Navajo Warrior over Kazarian?
It's just going to give him raw strength, but right now, that raw strength that you see is taking his toll. He may be twice the size as Kazarian, but Kazarian so far. Oh, what is that?
You can't do that.
Who is that?
You can't do that to Frankie Kazarian.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Who does this guy think he is?
Well, we all know Scott Johnson's a big cheat because when he went against Pete the Heat, the only reason he got a match over on Pete the Heat was because he grabbed the tights and got the 3 count.
You know, I was going to drop some great Frankie Kazarian facts until Scott Johnson pulled that, and now I don't want to talk about it. All right, I'll talk about it. Frankie Kazarian, here's the big thing that these two men have in common. You talk about longevity, that these two have been doing marathons. When an average NFL football player only has a 3-year career, these two men have over 25-year-long careers.
Look at the strength of Kazarian!
Talk about the strength of the Navajo Warrior. Talk about the strength and the agility. Springboard leg drop cover, but only a 2.
25 years in this industry, and he's doing second rope leg drops. Are you kidding me, Frankie Kazarian?
He could be the total package, and I'll sit there and quote that and say it again and again. He's got strength, he's got speed, and he's got the agility. Plus, he's got the experience on his side.
He doesn't need to be the total package. He's the king of TNA.
That's what I was in my college days.
Getting back. Really? Good
Yeah.
Lord. Getting back to my Frankie Kazarian facts, the thing that these two have in common is a great education. In a world where most kids these days will not go to a professional wrestling school, where they will not learn the proper basics, these two learn from two of the best. The Navajo Warrior, trained by the legendary Steve Gatorwolf. And then, of course, Frankie Kazarian, taught by the one, the only, Killer Kowalski.
And if you want to go ahead and see Nav's documentary, it's on Valor and Venom, a 15-minute preview. Go ahead and check it out. to find out the inside source of what just made the Navajo Warrior in his fantastic
Look at
career.
this. Look at this, man. Are you feeling it? This crowd is feeling it.
40 years has led to this moment. Navajo Warrior feeling himself on his last mile, bringing out the Navajo chops.
I tell you what, Nav is feeling it right now. Revving the crowd up with those stomps. Ooh!
Hip attack in the corner.
Could this be it? Kazarian says no. Scott Johnson with a count of 2. Nav's got to stay focused, you can see. This is wearing him down slowly. Does he got enough in the tank to finish off Kazarian here tonight?
Nav has to capitalize, and I think he will. Has Kazarian where he wants it, but Kazarian able to escape, trying for that signature chicken wing submission. But Nav able to avoid it. Onto the shoulders. Samoan drop. And going back to that submission, you've got to think back to Psycho Circus. It was a triangle choke by Ocean Avery that cost a top-out loss to the Navajo Warrior. You've got to think he's got to keep his eye out for that chicken wing submission.
Nav's definitely going to have eyes in the back of his head when it comes to Frank Kazarian. Oh!
Another leg drop that time, driving Nav neck first into the middle rope.
So far, Kazarian's been dominating this match, taking advantage of every mistake that Nav has made.
Slingshot DDT.
That could, two to Scott Johnson.
Kazarian made it known earlier he doesn't give a damn about any last mile. He's here to take what's his, and he's here to get the victory and get out.
Absolutely. Nav may have bit off more than he can chew while challenging Frankie here tonight.
But if willed on by these fans alone, Navajo is working his way back to his feet.
There's that chicken wing you're talking about.
But again, the wide body of the Navajo Warrior is making it difficult for Kazarian to lock it on completely. Holding on for dear life despite these shoves into the corner. The massive body of the Navajo Warrior crashing into Kazarian.
Oh! Boot right to the chop.
Gets the boot up, takes up the ropes once again. Flies right over the Navajo Warrior, but caught in the waiting arms.
You talked about earlier that this is the raw strength that is a Navajo Warrior.
And that'll do it.
Wow.
It's amazing what training for and winning a couple of strongman competitions can do for your in-ring ability, huh?
Absolutely, the strength of the Navajo Warrior cannot be denied, both physical and mental.
You're absolutely right, and right now what you just saw was a king versus an icon, and an icon came out on top. I may not like the Navajo Warrior, but damn it, I respect him.
And with Frankie Kazarian in the rearview mirror, knowing some of the old friends that the Navajo Warrior has made over the years, I can't imagine who's coming through that curtain next.
Well, I tell you what, no one's going nowhere. Nav is just staring at Frank Kazarian. What's this about?
Despite Kazarian's words, there is a deep-rooted respect, a deep-rooted love between these two. And it is on full display
But like JD said, that last mile might be a breeze, but I tell you what, it's taking a lot on Nav tonight. Can he go the distance for the 2025 season?
Wait, whose music is this? Oh my God!
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Before the Hawaiian Lion, it was the Ghost Walker Gallo in the Hawaiian Lion's corner. Navajo Warriors corner, I mean. And I can't imagine what he wants from Nav today.
Surprise, surprise! You talk about a mad dog that's unleashed. Feast your eyes upon old school. I did not expect this tonight.
Calm down now, big man. I know you're all worked up after the work you just did in this ring. You know, I find it funny that you're having the Navajo Warrior Retirement Tour. Everybody got an invitation. Hell, even Frankie Kazarian got an invitation. Maybe I didn't get one because I just moved, I don't know. But I looked in my mailbox and it wasn't there. But don't worry, I saw the flyer, I invited myself.
Half a native blood, baby.
You know, everybody here knows for the last 15 years, you and I, our matches have redefined aggression in Arizona professional wrestling. Whether it was singles, whether we were fighting for titles or pride, whether it was tag matches with John Lyon or my partner Dom, we went all over the Southwest, all over the West Coast, from pillar to post, from city to city, town to town, state to state. We broke every wrestling ring, we destroyed each other's bodies, we helped build this territory and create a backbone for all those in the back to come out here and do what they do.
Words couldn't have been spoken any truer.
That was just the last 15 years. I want to go back to before that time. To when this company first started. When you and I redefined tag team wrestling together. What I'm trying to say, Navajo, is you can't have a retirement tour without Gabriel Gallo because, goddammit, we need a native blood match before you go.
Gallo's dropping a challenge. He wants a native blood match. And so do these fans here tonight.
You can't retire until this band gets back together, brother.
You talk about IZW history, I say look no further, Navajo Warrior and Gallows.
Every word that you just spoke was the absolute truth. And we can't have this retirement tour with the native blood teaming up one more time. So how about this? May 10th, right here at Bull Shooters, we have the native blood reunion. Tag team match. Bring on Eddie King, and we'll take him down.
Wow.
It sounds to me that a hitchhiker's just been picked up on this final mile.
You say a hitchhiker, JD, but let's talk about that. Gallows is no hitchhiker. That is about as old school as IZW can get. That's history right there. I cannot wait for May. Ethan, what do you think about that? A Native Blood reunion.
Despite how many men stand in the Navajo Warriors' way, only true believers remain. Native Blood is back, and it's only a matter of who's willing to step up on May 10th.
Ladies and gentlemen, you guys stay tuned. You gotta watch the roster because May is filling up quick. If you thought that this was a heck of an opener for IZW, boy, you ain't seen nothing yet. May is getting spicier and spicier. Gallows and Nav back together one more time. Who would have thought?